What is up, guys? Welcome to the 32nd episode of season 2 of the Trackside Girls podcast. It was NASCAR and Formula One this weekend, or this past weekend. So we're going to go ahead and knock out the Bristol races. All 3 series were racing. Trucks Thursday night, Xfinity Friday night, and it was a Saturday night race for the Cup Series. So let's see. As for the events of the truck race, Ty Majeski had to go to the rear for unapproved adjustments. Caden Honeycutt did not take a qualifying lap and had to go to a backup truck. Stuart Friesen slow on track with a flat right front tire, making slight contact with the wall. But it was Connor Zilic to get the pole. Corey Heim on the inside. It is green all the way to the end of stage 1 with Raja Karuth getting those points. The restart, Timmy Hill does not pit. He leads on this restart. And he is passed very quickly, exiting turn 2 by Corey Heim. And on lap 110, Connor Zilic spins in turns 3 and 4 from 5th after contact with Nick Sanchez. And this causes Corey Heim to win stage 2. Corey Heim leading on the restart, Christian Eckes inside. And it is lap 156 when Daniel Dye spins off of turn 4 with a flat tire while running 13th and is hit by Caden Honeycutt. On the restart, Lane Riggs is leading, Corey Heim on the inside. On lap 182, Jack Wood spins from or in between turns 3 and 4 after contact with Ben Rhodes, but makes no contact with any of the walls after spinning. Restart, Lane Riggs is still leading, Corey Heim on the inside. Lane Riggs extends his lead over Corey Heim and wins by 1.096 seconds.
That was the boringest race I've watched in my entire life.
You kind of say that about a lot of them.
Yeah, well, you don't really.
The Cup race was the most boring one.
Bro, that I fell asleep.
But Lane Riggs.
In the truck race, it should have either been Corey, Raja, or Christian that should have won.
That is true. That is actually facts.
I don't know. Lane Riggs is good on short tracks, so.
I mean, it's just weird how all of a sudden he sucked at the beginning of the season. All of a sudden he has 2 wins under his belt already. That's a little doesn't add up for me. I'm just saying.
I mean, it is.
That's how I felt when I watched
his truck's coming out of front row, and like their cup side stuff, like they're not bad, so it's not really coming out of it's not coming out of left field, but okay. So on to the Xfinity race. Sam Mayer, Josh Williams, Parker Retzloff, Leyland Honeyman Jr. to the back for unapproved adjustments. Stephen Parsons to the rear for an engine change. Stephen, actually, they found water in the oil and was scrambling to change the engine before the green flag. But it was Chandler Smith that got pole. And it was lap 4 for the first caution. Cole Custer got into the wall with a right front, a flat tire, and he was slow on track. Dale Earnhardt Jr. actually had to pit with a radio issue. I can't remember if they swapped his helmets, they swapped the wiring, like every possible thing that they could try, but they finally got it fixed. And he was actually speeding on pit road. But they get back going. It is lap 52 when Austin Green gets into the wall. From 32nd, it comes down and hits the rear bumper of Justin Allgaier. And it causes Parker Retzlaff to also spin. So 2 of the Jordan Anderson racing cars in that wreck. Chandler Smith wins stage 1. After this caution, it's Ryan Sieg to lead the field to green with Brandon Jones on the inside. Matt DiBenedetto slows from 13th with no power. Lap 153, Justin Allgaier and Sheldon Creed make contact after battling for third, and Justin Allgaier spins. And this causes Jeremy Clements to win stage 1 after leading the field to green. This is the moment that Parker Kligerman clinched a playoff spot on points. Cole Custer leads the field to green with Sheldon Creed on the inside. On lap 199, Justin Allgaier spins from 30th. Sheldon Creed leading after this restart. Cole Custer takes the lead. Sheldon gets into the wall but holds position. And it is Cole Custer to win at Bristol and also wins the regular season championship. So this week, before I forget, I need you guys to remind me, this week, this episode, we are going to do our final 4 for all 4 series. Now that all of them are done. Because we were supposed to do them like 3 weeks ago, and I kept forgetting. So, make sure we do that. Okay? Alright, on to the cup race. Let's see. It is Alex Bowman to get the pole. Lap 5, John Hunter Nemechek spins with a flat tire. And they go green all the way to the end of stage 1 where Kyle Larson gets that one. And Christopher Bell clinches a spot to the next round on points. Let's see. It is lap 243 when Joey Logano spins from 12th exiting turn 2. Kyle Larson wins stage 2. And so actually before the end of stage 2, Harrison Burton had no power steering, so he went behind the wall and ended up being, I want to say, 57 laps down. Let's see. It is lap 329 when Corey LaJoie spins on the backstretch after contact with Josh Berry. Kyle Larson's still leading, and at this point on lap 424, he clinched a spot into the next round on points. And lap 500 makes Kyle Larson to win the Bass Pro Shops night race. And it was Ty Gibbs, Martin Truex, Brad Keselowski, and Harrison Burton to fail to advance to the round of 12. So, on to the what's in the group chat. So Denny Hamlin found that dog, like a couple weeks ago. He's trying to get rid of the dog because he's had a bad streak of bad luck in races. But he made it to the next round, so they asked him after the race, and was like, okay, what about the dog? And then he's like, Lulu survives another week. But
Well, Taylor's the one that asked Chris Gabecart if they could keep the dog, and he was like, you're gonna have to go ask your dad. I guess he can stay. I guess she can stay another week. And I was like, yeah, yeah.
Ty Norris is no longer chief business officer for Trackhouse. What team did he go to? He went where did Ty Norris land? He went, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's in this list of stuff, but Ty Norris is no longer at Trackhouse. It is official that Nick Sanchez will be racing for Big Machine in the 48 next season. 23XI announced a multi-year contract extension with Bubba Wallace. Marcus Armstrong is leaving Chip Ganassi and moving to Myers Shank Racing in 2025 to the 66 car. So him and Felix Rosenqvist will be teammates next year. Let's see. At the Glen was Spire earned the most points. 95 points to be exact, combined across their 3 drivers, that it's earned in the most for the team in its history. And it has been announced that Harrison Burton will be driving for AM Racing in the 15. Actually, I don't know if they're going to keep the 15 or not. We'll find out. I don't think they specifically said. But he's going back to the Xfinity Series and will be driving for AM Racing full-time in 2025. Dale Jr. expects Connor Zilisch to stay at Junior Motorsports for 1 to 2 years. And he also mentioned hoping to get Carson Quapple full-time if they can figure out that that sponsorship stuff. And so I don't think this has ever happened in the history of NASCAR. We got an official trade mid-season. Justin Haley is taking over the 7 car starting this weekend in Kansas, and Corey LaJoie is going to the 51. Justin Haley has been signed further than the rest of this season, but Corey LaJoie has not. So Rick Ware has not decided to keep Corey LaJoie yet, if they decide to.
They probably won't, because he made no comment on if they were going to keep Corey. Yeah. So probably not.
So apparently there was a legal lawsuit that popped up. From what I understand, what I think went down was Spire tried to yoink Justin Haley mid-season. And Rick Ware, that organization, did not like that and took legal action for it. So basically, in compensation, Rick Ware got Corey LaJoie to settle that. So that's what I think. What I think happened. As for on the F1 front, Max Verstappen got community service as well as fined for swearing. I have my own thoughts on that, but we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it at that. Let's see. INDYCARs will have their test at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the Oval October 10th and 11th. So Logan Sargent is set to test at the Thermal Club for Myers Shank Racing in November. Felix Rosenqvist and his now wife, or Emily. Is it Emily? We'll just go with Emily. Are now married. They got married a couple days ago, I believe. And IndyCar has now jumped on board with the charter system in IndyCar. I want to say there's 10 teams with a max of 3 cars each that are chartered. Obviously, some teams only have 2 cars, but as far as I'm aware, the way that it works out is they are allowed to have up to 3. Ryan Vargas and his longtime girlfriend got engaged, which I do believe he actually won a Euro NASCAR race this past week. It is official. Dave Blaney announced his retirement in his post-race interview after winning this past weekend in, I believe they were racing sprint cars. Dawson Sutton is going to be driving the 25 truck for the rest of the year. Ty Dillon is apparently a candidate for Colleague Cup ride next year, but he will remain at the team as a mentor to Dawson Sutton. Rinus VeeKay will not be returning to Ed Carpenter Racing next season. Matt Mills will return next year to the 42 truck in NASCAR, but it is official. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s dad, that was in the fight with Kyle Busch, has been reinstated, so he is now able to be back at the track. So that lumped in like all the IndyCar stuff as well. But let's go over quickly the F1 sessions. FP1, it was Charles fastest, Lando P2, Carlos P3. For free practice 2, George Russell actually crashed into the wall with 2 minutes left, but it ended with Lando fastest, Charles P2, and Carlos P3. FP3, there was a lizard on track that caused a red flag, which Singapore is pretty well known for these lizards randomly showing up during sessions. But it did not stop.
Oh, that was this race? I saw it on Twitter, and I thought someone was posting an old clip, and I'm like, what?
Yes.
I didn't realize it was that race.
Well, it's happened multiple years. So you may have seen, like last year it was pretty bad too. There were like 3 of them. But,
well, then I read the comment, and then somebody said that this just happened, and I was like, oh, makes sense now.
But that did not stop Lando Norris from being fastest, with George following second and Oscar P3. For qualifying out in Q1 was Valtteri Bottas, Zhou Guanyu, Pierre Gasly, Lance Stroll, and Daniel Ricciardo. In Q2, out was Kevin Magnussen, Esteban Ocon, Franco Colapinto, Checo Perez, and Alexander Albon. For Q3, Carlos actually crashed, causing a red flag, but it was Lando Norris to get pole, and Max on the front row with him with Lewis P3. I had very high hopes for Lando in Singapore. He's always done well there, and his best friend Max Futrell was in the garage, so Max got to see him win. As for the race, I just kind of spoiled it, but Alex Albon retired on lap 17, with also K-Mag retiring on lap 57. But again, it was Lando Norris to win. I believe it was me and Lakota that chose his winner, and Molly chose his long shot. So that's a win in the books for all of us. But Daniel Ricciardo actually did a last lap attempt to get the fastest lap, which he did. He also got driver of the day, and it was a double McLaren podium for Singapore. A big thing everyone suspects that this is Daniel Ricciardo's last race, that Singapore was his last race. There's about a month, honestly, in time until they show back up in Austin, Texas at Circuit of the Americas. But everybody, like, on the broadcast was kind of leading to it, like, in the paddock, like, everybody was giving him hugs, giving him, like, a send-off type thing. Nothing is announced. I'm gonna be really sad if it is his last race and they haven't announced it, and he didn't get, like, the donuts to, like, be sent off, or like how all of like just of how a lot of the other drivers have been sent off. If this was his last race, he kind of got robbed of that, and it's very possible that that could have been his last ever F1 race. So I really hope that he's back for COTA. And honestly, I wish. I'm pretty sure there's something in Checo's contract that says that he can't be demoted to the junior Red Bull team, but, like, I really wish that they worked something out to swap him and Daniel, and then that's why the entire V-Carb team is, like, giving him goodbyes, and that he's just leaving that team and going to the big Red Bull team. That's what I, like, the DR3, okay? Like, that's what I hope is happening. That's my delusion. But, moving on. We're gonna do our final four for the 3 NASCAR series. Let's see, I gotta pull it up. I gotta pull up the standings. Let's see, they go to... Okay, so the Truck Series starts off with 10 playoff drivers, and then they dwindle down. My final 4, Christian Eckes, Corey Heim, I want to say possibly Raja, and I want Taylor. I feel like last year, I'm pretty sure I said...
So you literally just picked my entire 4.
Mhm.
Christian, Corey, Raja, and Taylor.
Okay.
Molly and I talked about it literally in Walmart, like at Walmart. We were waiting for Blaney, but we never saw him. That's a whole story for you. We were talking about it, and I was like, oh, I know who I'm going to pick for my 4. And she's like, who are you going to pick? And I was like, Christian, Corey, Raja, and Taylor. That's my truck 4.
I think we all basically have the same one.
We all have the same truck 4.
So, Molly, you have the same exact 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We all have the same 4,
okay.
which I figured.
Okay, what order? My order is Christian, Corey, Taylor, Raja.
That's literally my order. Mine's Christian, Corey, Taylor, and Raja.
So that's how you think they're gonna end in the final 4.
Yeah.
That's what
Corey, Christian, Raja, Taylor.
Okay, so you are calling Corey on championship,
Mm-hmm.
and then me and Lakota are choosing Christian.
Look, Christian got robbed of it, so he needs it now.
All right, now for Xfinity. Justin, Cole, hopefully Jesse, and then, if Sam could pull it off, that's what I'm gonna say.
Riley, Cole, Justin, Jesse.
Is that your order?
I'm going with Molly's way this time around.
Okay.
That was
I'm gonna swap my order.
that was literally my 4.
I'm gonna say Cole Custer does a repeat. And then Justin, Jesse, and Sam.
I have Riley, Jesse, Cole, and probably Jesse.
That's awesome.
You know, so for Cup, my hopes and dreams would be Austin Cindric. Hopes and dreams. He ended the round of 16 a lot better off than he did in 22. So I have very high hopes, and we're going into 2 tracks that I know that he is better at, like with Talladega, and he's better on road courses, so the Roval. So hopefully he comes out of this like again like last round better. I'm not saying he's gonna. I mean, I want him to win it. From the bottom of my heart, I want him to win a championship. But I don't think it's gonna happen. But I do want him in the final 4. I'm gonna go Tyler Reddick. Christopher Bell and Ryan Blaney as my other 3.
I have Blaney, Alex.
Did I mention I hate literally everybody that's almost in the round of 12, except for a couple people, and that's about it. Other than that, I hate everybody else in there.
I'd like to see Briscoe go out with a bang.
Yes,
Honestly,
I
I
would
would
go
use
for
Quarles go out with a bang.
I actually really just want to see all the Stewart Haas drivers go out with a bang, considering this is like the last time they can go out with a bang.
That'd probably be like a little long shot to put Briscoe in the championship for, so that'll be like my probably 3rd one. And he's probably definitely gonna be in there. Put Larson in there. That'd be my 4.
Okay, wait. I only heard Briscoe.
Said Blaney, Alex.
Blaney, Alex, Briscoe, and Larson. Okay.
Blaney, Alex, Briscoe, Larson.
Okay, Lakota, let's hear it.
Oh no. You know, I'm gonna say Alex. It's about time he did something.
Okay.
We'll go with Blaney. Freckle Frackles. I have no idea. We'll go Joey. And I have no clue. I don't know. I'm just gonna pull long shot Briscoe out of the dark and make him be up in there too.
Okay. All right. Now let's
It was stressful.
let's go over our picks for the actual Kansas races. Which it's only should be only trucks. Oh no, actually you get to see all 3 this weekend, Lakota.
Let's go. I got some boys to hunt down.
Okay.
JK, I'm not gonna see my truck boys at all.
Oh, you're not going Friday? Is it?
Well, no, we're going, but I just won't get to like see any of them because by the time we get there, it'll be 5 o'clock. And I normally go to the autograph session that they have, but it's at 1 o'clock.
Oh.
I'm gonna still be at work, so
Just call out.
I'm only gonna see the race, so I won't get to.
Just call out. So you're sick.
Yeah, that means my mom has to call out sick too.
Like,
And
oh my
that
gosh,
can't happen.
we caught something overnight. I think we got food poisoning from the dinner we ate last night.
Bro, we would literally, everybody would kill us. That's not even a lie. I wish.
Anyway, for all right, we got to pick our trucks. Who is going? Guys, Frankie Muniz is gonna be back in the 22.
Wait, Frankie?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Man, I'm getting all the good people.
You get Marco Andretti too.
Love that.
You get Connor Mozak.
Fun fact, I have a sheet metal that I need him to sign.
Brennan Queen is gonna be racing.
But I'm not taking it because it's a lot of work.
Also, actually, Jennifer Jo Cobb is gonna be racing this weekend too. I'm gonna go Tanner and I'm gonna go Chase Purdy.
I have Corey and Tanner.
I have Christian and Daniel Dye.
Okay. Switching it up. All right. For Xfinity.
I got Parker and Connor.
Okay.
I have Sam and Corey Heim.
Okay. I'm gonna go. You know, I'll go with Justin Allgaier. And then I'm gonna go with my boy Dawson Cram in the 92.
Ugh. The way that I need to see Dawson is not even funny.
You gotta make sure you know what he looks like because you've never met him before.
I know.
Oh, right.
The Xfinity drivers are having an autograph session.
Bro, bother Blaine. Do it.
We'll see what happens.
He always...
I'm taking my sister down there with me because she's never met any of the boys and she hates that they literally all know me. So she's like, I want that. And I'm like, okay, I'll attempt to help you.
So Blaine always complains that I never come to tracks with an autograph session. So, because I always ask him about specific hero cards. So, bother him. Do it for me. Okay, so, Cup.
I have Alex and Noah.
I have Blaney and Carson.
You guys are not gonna like this. I'm gonna go Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. I know. Every time you've been in Kansas, you've all, or actually no, last Kansas, I don't think you saw either one of them win. You either saw Hendrick or you've seen 2311.
I'm about damn done watching them win. If Tyler Reddick wins, I'm myself. I'm sorry, that's the honest truth, because I'm tired of watching stupid 2311 win races. That's all I've ever seen.
I've seen Kyle Larson win.
Kyle Larson winning is...
It's every racetrack we've been to.
All 2022. That's literally what it was. Kyle Larson, Kyle Larson, Kyle Larson. Fun times. Hated my life.
All right. So NASCAR is the only races this weekend. So I think that is it for us. You guys got anything else?
No.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. However you enjoy our lovely podcast. This has been the 32nd episode of the Trackside Girls podcast. Yes, you got it.
Woo!
But let's do this outro. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. It goes peace, love, and race cars. What? Oh, is that a Zane? No.
It's a baby.
I was talking about the 42.
Oh, and that's Carson.
Oh, I don't have that one. Sorry.
The Carson.
Alrighty. Good
That
night,
one?
everybody.
On the bag. I haven't done much of anything.